That works. Yes. Yeah? My audio's coming through. So it works. Unless voice mod is not working with me. I didn't check that. Let's find out. Settings. We're working. Cool. Everyone, hi. AHM1K here. I need my hat. I just realized I'm not wearing a hat, and that bothers me. There we go. Okay, now, here we go. Hi, everyone. AHM1K here. AHM1K. Still getting used to saying that. It just makes more sense, though. It sounds better. Hello, Soundwave G1. Rex, how's it going? Basically, this little live stream here, I tried live streaming earlier. And, you know, my computer just wasn't having it. And then I got called away to do some stuff too. And it's like, well, there's too much going on. Oh, the Burger King crowd. Yeah. Yeah. No, that I got that. That's funny. I got a good laugh out of that too. Me and my coworkers, we popped by a Burger King one day, and they just had crowns sitting out, so it was just everyone kind of grabbed one. It was pretty nice. No, but yeah, we had some technical difficulties earlier. We're gonna kind of try to pretend that just didn't happen, and then just get on with this. Essentially, all I planned to do was just talk about projects coming up, answer questions, and basically kind of just get a feel for where everyone's at really with everything. Catch up, show off some cool stuff. Like this. I got this in the mail. The Bumblebee Megatron Samurai set. I got the Prime and Starscream one. I made a video of it. Like, I filmed the majority of the video with Prime and Starscream the same day I got it. Honestly, I was so excited to get it. And I was 3D printing stuff for them before I even got the figures. I was so excited. I 3D printed the katanas. I 3D printed the Torii Gate. I 3D printed a small, like a shack / shrine. And I did that. Yeah, that was all one print actually, and I did those all in the week, not in the week, in the day before they showed up, and then when they finally did show up, it was all done and dandy. And then when they showed up, and I shot the whole video except for I filmed it at a sequence, so I think what I did was I shot the action first because they already came in robot mode, and then I shot all the stuff where they were in animal modes. Hearing my brother play with my dog. The fan going. It's also hot in here. It's hot and humid. It is hot and humid in here. But yeah, no, you're right, Rex. The box art is stunning. I absolutely love it. It's great. I haven't even opened it up yet. Maybe I should. Let's just open that up here real quick. That could be fun. You know what they say, kids. never cut towards you, which is why that's exactly what I did. Let's check this out. What am I getting stuck? Oh, the bottom has it too. Bottom tape. Let's see what's going on. What's new with y'all? How are y'all doing? Let me know in the comments or the live chat what you doing. How you doing, chat? Here's the inside. This is the first time I've opened it too. I guess y'all. Where's the angle to see it better? Guess you really can't kind of see it with the way the glare is, but that kind of works. I don't know. Got this art on the flying squirrel, and the animal name is escaping me at the moment. Warthog? I don't know. I'll remember at some point and I'll go, oh yeah, that's it. But right now, it ain't right now. Yeah, these guys look pretty cool. Definitely the sequel to the first samurai video I did is probably going to come soon. It's going to feature those. I think it was going to be an Optimus Prime versus Megatron video. That was the plan. I might use Bumblebee for a little bit in the video, but the intent is Optimus Prime versus Megatron. I even there were some cool songs I had to go out of my way to get. They're great for that too, and I'm really excited to use them. Had to find something. Warthog and a sugar glider. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. Not gonna argue it. It's not like I know. I didn't even wait for these guys. I didn't even know these guys were coming out. And then I got an email saying Hasbro Pulse put them in stock, and I just ordered blindly just because it's like, oh, cool. I like the first ones. I'll get those. And I got them. I also got this recently. This is pretty nice. It is a Legacy United Windblade. I'll use it for something. There's something else I got too. It showed up today, and this is really what I've been waiting on. I've been waiting on this one for a long time. I'm not going to show you the label, but you can see this side of it, and you can see the incredible wrapping it's got. And can also hint to you that it had to be coming from somewhere very far away. You do not find bubble wrap exterior on a lot of American domestic packages. But for those who've been following my streams or are part of my Discord or have just had a general follow along with me in general for a while, I can tell you that this one be a little more familiar. Come on. The OGs will know what it's about. Those of you who are new here, I hope you like it. And I'll definitely be putting out a refresher so you can get familiar with what it is. Behold, the third-party Voyager scale Rampage based on the Transformers Prime Megatron body. This has been a long time coming. One of the things that has been holding me up from doing more Rampage videos, and Rampage videos are really what they were my first big project. Like, it was the first time I ever really invested in doing Adobe After Effects and stop motion. The first time I ever really put any real stock into trying to figure out green screening and like using 3D models for backdrops. That all started with the Rampage saga. And I think that's only 4 videos. Screen capture. Yeah. Here we go. Let me show you what I am talking about. Yeah. There we go. Do I have it on here? Huh. Okay. Where did I put the playlist? There we are. All these videos. This is the first one. Then I did this one a little later. It was a prequel. So I wanted to try 2D animation. And I kind of liked it. There's one part of it that's not so great, and it's just because I wasn't so good at Photoshop back then. I didn't even actually make these in Photoshop. I drew them in Microsoft Paint. But yeah, so I made all these videos. This was the last one I did, and 7 years ago I set up for a sequel that just nothing ever happened. So I'm very much looking forward to putting that out there, because it's gonna be a lot of fun, this sequel. And I've had the sequel for a little bit now. And really what kind of motivated me to put it out there was someone else just actually put out a video, and I noticed the plot was so similar to what I had kind of wanted to do that I was like, oh, shoot, I don't want to rewrite it again. I've rewritten this thing so many times. I just need to actually do it. It's basically kind of like what I had with Stratosphere, except Stratosphere, I was actively working on it the whole time. Oh. Comments. I have a question. Do you like how Optimus Prime, Orion Pax, and Megatron perform it? Right? You're talking about Transformers 1 the movie in an Age of the Primes video. I don't understand that. Maybe that's just me, though. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Yeah, check out the Rampage Saga playlist. It's a lot of fun. It's the original project of mine. Now we do other projects that are a lot of fun. I think where'd you find APC's toys? Rampage. I got that on eBay, actually. So no secret, nothing special, just eBay. Where are we at? It's kind of weird. I've got over on this screen, I'm seeing everything, but it's on a little bit of a delay. What was it doing? Okay, so that's a little teaser right there. The Rampage Saga is coming back. The plot someone basically did is kind of what what Panda Jack Productions is doing right now with the bounty videos that he does, and I went, that plot looks familiar. And I go, that's the one I came up with. That's the one I wrote a script for. And I go in and look at my script. I'm like, that's the script. That's what? It's a good idea. And I'm like, well, if he thought it was good enough, maybe I should just do it. I need to just kind of get off my maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, and just do it because I've wanted to. And everyone will say, "Oh, you copied Panda Jack," and I'll say, "No, he actually more just motivated me to release or work on something I just kind of just been sitting on." Either or, it's not Sentinel Prime like his video is. You'll understand if you watch his video, but essentially, Rampage shows up in an alternate timeline. The Autobots and Decepticons aren't fighting anymore. Not fighting each other by factions, but it's just more... There are no factions. It's just kind of the Wild West. Everyone's out to kill each other for money and fame. And that's the world Rampage lands in. That was the plot. I don't know. I think I was watching John Wick when I came up with the plot for that. But I don't know. Can't remember. It went through a couple rewrites. There was one where it was kind of like he just ended up on another planet and had to fight someone. There was one where he ended up back on Aquatron and had to fight someone. And then I think I landed on this one where he landed on Cybertron and just had to fight a bunch of people. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna swap out some of the characters, obviously, because different figures available, different time. At the time I did release it, I was thinking at the time it would probably be mostly like Siege figures when I initially made it, but now it's not Siege anymore. Now we got so much more than then. Oh, Drummond Productions. Hello. How's it going? Okay, so that's enough about the Rampage saga. Let's talk about what do you want to talk about? Nice to chat again, I guess. Yeah, it's nice to chat. I guess though, what's up? Yeah, what was I going to talk about? Age of the Primes. I'll talk about Age of the Primes, because Age of the Primes is something to talk about. There's a lot to talk about with Age of the Primes. I've been working more on the bases for them, because they're both an item I'm selling on Etsy. And I think they're a lot of fun to make, but they're also I wanted them to be a plot in Point, or just a piece of part of the story for my Age of the Prime series, and I like that idea because it's different and no one else has them. Except you can have them too, actually, if you check out my Etsy page, my Etsy store, Big Dog Forge, where you can see, oh my gosh, look, we have Prima, Nexus, Micronus. Those three are just the featured ones. Then we've also got, oh my god, there's an Optimus one, which can also come in both Voyager scale and Titan sized. What? Megatronus is available? Solus Prime is available? Oh my goodness, it's almost like I have the bases coming out. And you can have them too. I'm a big fan of the Optimus one though. That one came out really good. But yeah, you can get all these bases that are available, even more coming too, because I'm going to do the whole line. Or all the primes. At least. And I'm really, really going to like that. I'm going to like when y'all get to see that. I think y'all are going to like it. At least just... The plan is to eventually have just all the bases lined up. And then all the primes lined up at some point. And then unknowingly to them, that's exactly what Sentinel wants. Sentinel/Prima wants. One thing I did want to talk about, because I've seen that asked a lot, is what's the deal with Prima? Why is Prima and Sentinel kind of intertwined? And it's not that it's Sentinel, really Sentinel there. It's Prima at this point. It's just, there's just, Sentinel's been in that brain for so long. There's just kind of just residual parts of him that are just still there. And it's gonna be that's gonna be a mess when it's time to do it. One of the things I almost want to wait a little bit to do more Age of the Prime stuff, because I've been getting the DNA design kits for the primes, and I've never got those before, but I'm liking the results. I got Prima, I got Megatronus over there, which has been really cool. And then what else have I got? I got the upgrade kit for the Godzilla Megatron to make him actually look like Godzilla. So that's another video coming out too. I even called that one Megatron -1. So that'll be out eventually. Let's see some of these comments here. Nice chat, I guess. You've seen the season finale of Cyberworld thing? I haven't watched Cyberworld at all. They kind of teased the Maximals would be in the second season. I didn't know that. I might have to look at it. I know a lot of people, or people have been talking about Cyberworld. I never watched it though. I'll have to. I just have to look it up. That's the thing. I'm always so delayed on that. Speaking of the primes, I got the 86 One Shall Stand Optimus Prime Day. That's cool. That one's cool too. I don't have that one. Right? 86 One Shall Stand. Stand Optimus Prime figure. Oh yeah, this is the one where you got like, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I don't have that one. That's pretty cool though. Oh god, that would be so good for the Life of Prime though. If I did. We'll talk about the Life of Prime later. But that would be a good one for the Life of Prime, where Optimus is just always beat the F up. I don't think I know. I talk to MHA fans at times. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so Age of the Primes. Age of the Primes teased a few new figures, including Guzzle and the Throttle Bots. Both I feel would be great. They really need new toys. I'm so behind on toy news. I need to catch up, honestly. I've been very busy lately. This is also why my videos have been kind of short, or there haven't been too many of them. A lot of times I just go with gaps between because my schedule's so busy. Like these last couple weeks, I've been I got a couple different jobs going, couple different side hustles going. A life. I got a girlfriend that, you know, that's focused right there. Right there, she's a special someone. What else have I got? Oh, I've been playing games for the first time in a while. Like I didn't play video games at all for a good long while. Now I'm getting back into the swing of that, and it's gonna be cool. I'm playing the Switch 2. I got a Switch 2. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. I don't have any Switch 2 games. I just got Switch 1 games because I had the Switch OLED or OLED. And a few games for that. And now I got a Switch 2 and I'm playing all those same games on the Switch 2, and it's cool. Looking forward to playing Cyberpunk and other Switch 2 games. What was I talking about? But yeah, videos have been. What was something else? I've been working with the Creatable team last couple weeks, popping up in some marketing meetings there, doing some research, trying to help them out, see where they're at, what can possibly be done to help them kind of speed run growth a little bit. So I got that going as well. What was another Transformers? Oh, the Scooby-Doo crossover figure? Yeah, I pre-ordered that the moment. Ugh, hiccups. The moment it came up because I grew up watching Scooby-Doo a lot. So the moment I was like, oh wow. Here we go. It's on now. What's this one? Ultra Primal Fan. Favorite fembot in your collection? Um, it's gonna be the Lancer figure, or it's gonna Lancer or what would it be? Lancer or Override from Legacy. Both those are gonna be it's gonna be one of those two. That would be my favorite fembot in my collection. You know, the anime Studio Trigger, aka the masterminds behind Cyberpunk Edge Runners, did a scene for the Amazing World of Gumball, the Fury, right? I didn't know that. I also didn't watch the Amazing World of Gumball, so that might also be why I didn't know that. I heard of it though. I know the animation style where it's cartoon characters on a kind of like a live action background. I was actually getting to see kind of a little bit of that for the first time on Friday when one of my coworkers was testing an Apple TV and just started playing The Amazing World of Gumball on said Apple TV. I guess preface with that is in my work, a lot of what I do, we test old used electronics, see if they work, wipe anyone's personal data off of them, and then list them online to sell. That's the practicality. I'm not telling you where. I'm not telling you anything other than that's the most abridged version of what I do. Part of what I do is test. I take things apart, put them back together. And that is, so coworker sits next to me, starts watching Amazing World of Gumball on Apple TV device, and I'm going, oh, that's okay. I see what it is now. Yeah, my crossover shelf is getting a little bit full, but I might have to get a Scoobert do. Ooh, what crossovers do you have? Actually, I'm gonna imagine you've got the Jurassic Park ones. I think that's the safe bet. But yeah, you should get the Scoobert do. I'm probably gonna have mine with the Fred head on pretty regularly. Because Fred was always my favorite. The Hot Wheels, Jurassic Park, and Gigawatt. Okay. Okay. I've actually got the Hot Wheels too. That's another thing I'm going to talk about later. Yeah, you got the Hot Wheels crossover. I know there's even more Hot Wheels now. I don't have those ones. What have I got? I got the Hot Wheels. I got Gigawatt. Ghostbusters one, Ectotron. I got Ectotron. Oh, and the Sonic crossover. I got that as well. So I got Gigawatt, Hot Wheels, Sonic. I just forgot the Hot Wheel. No. I'm so distracted I can't remember even what it is now. It's all good. Yeah, skipping red twin milk because I don't need duplicates on that shelf. Probably a good mindset to keep that in, honestly. Seems like it's if we're starting to do repaints now on crossover figures, that might be where I call it. Yeah, Sonic figures too. I'd love to get another figure, but we need money for a reason. Besides, might ask my parents for more equipment for the day I get back to making videos full time. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. Money is tight, and despite what it looks like me rapid fire spending, a lot of me oh, that's a bunch of loose change. So let me slide the loose change out of you first before I start talking about money. But yeah, I understand that. All my spending money, it doesn't even come from my job. I get all that from all the side hustles I do. So Etsy, eBay, things like that. Selling things on Facebook Marketplace, that's another big one too. And to be frank, retools, repaints have been a thing since the line's inception. Gigawatt and Tyrannicon, for example. Yeah, you're not wrong. And I've been okay with the retools a little bit. I haven't been getting the straight repaints though. Like I got Gigawatt, and I no complaint there. I love that one. I was gonna get it anyhow because DeLorean. I've been waiting for them to do like a Fast and Furious crossover or something like that because I think that would be funny. Plus, cars. right? We'll get Dom's Challenger or something like that. I thought about getting the Stranger Things one. The catch-all is I didn't watch Stranger Things, so the concept's kind of lost on me a little bit. Aside, the last bits of money we wasted was on Unite Warriors Computron, and the remaining Abomination figures, the only one I had before them was Ripper Snapper. Okay. Okay, you got Abomination. Was that Abominus? I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name though, if that's right. It sounds like it's right. Abominus, yeah. I think it sounds right. What else do I gotta talk about? Oh, yeah, Saturday. You saw a little teaser for Legacy United finally come out. What's been the holdup? Waiting on voice actors. And that's why I put out the big casting call a few weeks ago where I was like, hey, let me know if you're interested in doing some voices. There were some Legacy United characters that were thrown in there. And a lot of this is because I don't know what the deal is with, but it's a really common thing now to go out of your way to audition for a part and then just disappear. I can work with you if you give me an explanation. If you don't, I can't work with you too well. Okay, there's not much I can do there. And to the point where now we've held up the project for about 3/4 of a year now, waiting on voice actors. It might be time to accept the writings on the wall, work with some different people this time. So, we're getting that back on track. Casting with that's been going pretty good. I think there's another another character that might need to be swapped, but we'll see how that goes. And that's pulling the curtain back just a little bit more than I really want to, but yeah. Essentially, there's one more scene to shoot, and that's just the voices, and then it's done. Also, with Legacy, there's a little special prequel to remind you that Legacy still exists. That might come out on Saturday, depending on what all I can get done. I was originally going to try to have Reactivate this Saturday. That didn't happen. It's just, I thought I could get it done quick. I can't. It's a slow process, that series, because of it is, it's all green screen. It's all done on 3D models and adjusting the camera slowly to get the right angle, putting them into these scenes together, pairing up shots and camera angles and whatnot. It's really a lot more challenging than you'd think to make it look like they're even angled right. So that's been a struggle. We're still working on it though. So because of that, you might see a little Legacy something come out on Saturday. Following Saturday, the plan is a Spider-Man video that'll be August the 1st. Yeah, so July 25th will be Reactivate or a Legacy video. August 1st will be Spider-Man. The following Saturday, I think that's August 8th, will be whatever one of the Reactivate Legacy video doesn't get posted this Saturday will come out that Saturday. After which it will then probably be Age of the Primes or Downfall. And then so-and-so after that. Swap that in. After that, there will be another Marvel video. Avengers versus Red Hulk that I've been working on for quite a while. Which, after that, we have another Marvel video, bringing back the X-Men a little bit with a Cyclops video. Looking at all these, somewhere in there, we're also going to throw in. After that, we'll probably do Reactivate Soundwave. I got a whiteboard over here, which is you can kind of see it a little bit, but some things are just green lines. Those are just green names. Those are projects I want to do. If you see a red line under it, it means it's in filming. If you see a blue line under it, it means I've shot the entire thing. It's in editing. I'd show you more of that, but it would mess up my camera here, so I can't do that. Plus, it won't reach that far anyhow. It kind of will. You can kind of see it a little bit. And my camera's messed up. I knew it would be. Nope. Oh, shoot. Huh. Well, that sucks. Might have just ruined. I'm not even getting a line that says it's there. It is. Come on. Where did my webcam go? Huh, did I lose my webcam just like that? Oh, there it goes. Ah. See, this is what I'm talking about. Technical difficulties. Gotta fix that. Gotta fix that too. One crooked shoe is gonna bother me. I'm not gonna let it bother me. That's better. That's where it was. That's centered. Just quick question: when Age of the Primes come out, will Vector show up in Age of the Prime series? Yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna have all the primes in there, and I wasn't gonna get the. Yeah, I wasn't gonna get the one from Legacy United where he was Cybertron because I didn't really watch Transformers Cybertron. I know, right? You're pulling my fan card too while we're at it, but I watched Armada and Energon. I just didn't watch Cybertron. I watched the first episode and I just wasn't feeling it. If you want me to give you the names of those voice actors I mentioned, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Have you got a voice actor for Nexus Prime yet? No, I have not. I haven't actually used anyone but me in Age of the Primes, honestly. That's not to say I'm not interested or willing. I just haven't. I do them just kind of just randomly and quick turnaround that it's just I just haven't. Yeah, it's not to say I'm not interested though, so if you are interested, I need to hear what you sound like, but it's not that I'm not interested. Definitely interested. And heck, if it doesn't work out for Age of the Primes, there might be something else. too that we can work with on that. Hmm. Uh, where we at right now? Chat right. Where are all my viewers at? Where are all my people at? What was it saying? I forgot what I was saying. That's pretty. Zamus Maximus, Sunstreakamus Studios, CJ the Fox. Okay, maybe I'll give him a look. Maybe I'll give him a look. See what see if they might be fitting for anything. Yeah, I'll be waiting until Nexus Prime's component parts come out, so Nexus shows up in Age of the Prime series. I mean, that'll make the most sense. To be honest, I haven't really thought much about that. Honestly, it was just the only thing holding up Nexus Prime showing up was just more not sure what the plan is with him at all. But yeah, it's not like I'm not interested in Nexus Prime. I'm always going to be iffy on the component parts coming out until the component parts actually come out. When they do, I'll believe it. But we'll see what it is. Those are all the names I got. There are more, but I'm just being cautious. Why being cautious? And then there's Autobot, Medic, Poppy Faith. Yeah, I mean, eventually Nexus Prime will join the show. It's not because of component parts not being out that I haven't done it. It's just I haven't really found a whole lot of reason to put him in yet, or just a lot of want to. I kind of wanted Vector to join first, and then Nexus or Vector join next, and then Nexus join. And it was really kind of my thinking, but I don't know why. I just didn't want it to be where it's like, oh, Vector's going to be the last one because he's the last figure to come out. And I thought, well, that's one way to do it. I'm just not sure if that's what I want to do. But that is what I got for Age of the Primes. That is what I have for what have I talked about? Age of the Primes. I've talked about Legacy. I started going into a schedule a little bit, as you can see, or as you heard. I'm not without plans, and I've got backups for those plans and other things I'll just throw in there too. There's gonna be another Samurai one in there. Now that showed up, that's probably gonna take the place of something. Push things back a little bit, move things around as needed. I'm not shy for content. I don't only work on one project because I can't settle on one. But I'm OCD enough that I finish everything I start. Why didn't you use Star Optimus Prime in Age of the Prime series? It's too big, I don't like it, and I can't afford it. And if I can't afford it and I don't like it, I'm definitely not gonna spend that money on it if I don't like it. I'm actually looking at trying to design an upgrade kit for a figure to turn them into a Star Convoy Prime, but keep it at Voyager scale, because honestly, that price point to me is not worth it. That price point for that figure, no. An upgrade kit to make a Voyager class figure Star Convoy, yeah, I can do that. It's not that I don't want a Star Prime, I just don't want him to be Titan. I thought making him a Titan figure was stupid. I'm sure they all had their plan, thought this is gonna be great. I disagree with that. I know some people like it. I ain't one of them, obviously. But yeah, I'm just not a. Max MC55 mentioned you in one of his videos discussing stop motion animators, right? Yeah, he mentioned me. I saw him. He said he didn't like my stuff. That's fine. I don't honestly care whether people like my stuff or not. Not to sound like egotistical or narcissistic or anything like that, or I just kind of learned to just. There was a time where I would have been so upset that he said that, but as I've gotten older, I just kind of rolled with. I just kind of roll with the punches at this point. So if someone says they don't like it, sorry. It's not for everyone. I know I'm not for everyone. I know that. I'd love to be, but I'm not. And it's okay. Is it a bummer? Yeah. Am I mad at him? No. Nope. He is. He's right to think that. He's right to think whatever he wants. Will Amalgamous Prime have his normal, curious, independent thinking nature in Age of the Prime series? Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan right now. I kind of have him as like a tinkerer where he just wants to, where he's going to want to just take things apart and just change things, so. That definitely kind of fits with that curious, independent thinking nature. He just. It's a squeaky toy. Thanks, chewing a squeaky toy. He just kind of just does whatever. Right now, he's going with the flow of what everyone else is doing. I kind of introduced a lot of primes in very short succession, which was kind of cool, but also kind of a mistake. Because I didn't get to flesh out their personalities a little more. Like both Prima and Sentinel, they're both very narcissistic, right? They were both going to be they're both very narcissistic. So that kind of went hand in hand. Megatronus, quick to aggression and violence. Alpha Trion was always going to be like wise and whatnot. That was always his plan. What did I have? Onyx is supposed to be like stubborn, like he's gonna be doesn't say a whole lot and stubborn. Just doesn't he doesn't care. He just doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to be doing whatever he wants to do, I guess. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about too much about him. My Cronus, he's just a team player. He'll do whatever the team's doing. Solus is just kind of a support for everyone. Obviously, Amalgamous, the Tinkerer. But yeah, that's like I hadn't really gotten time to flesh out their characters. I kind of rushed them all in there. Liege Maximo is the only like the newest one that actually has a personality. He's just a silver-tongued liar, really. tries to appeal to everyone's, or pretend he's this good-natured guy. In reality, he's just, yeah, he's just a liar. Can't trust a single thing he says. What about Vector Prime's personality? I can see him having a very pragmatic personality and not judge without all the facts. I can see that too. I was thinking Vector Prime would kind of be like how Alpha Trion was in Transformers 1, where he's the one that's gonna just, to rip off the line, he's gonna wax poetically and I can see the not judge without all the facts, but I'm also seeing him just think he's gonna be a constant always. Something about how he's just more interested in wandering, space and time, really. That he just doesn't see a need or any desire to actually be a part of Cybertron. But I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Haven't written anything with him yet. I don't even know when he's supposed to come out, honestly. I see Liege Maximo being a disgusting face inside and a pretty face outside, making his lying nature more interesting. That would definitely fit. I would love it if there was actually like a physical face that you could swap his with, that you could do that. There isn't. Instead, they just made this brutish looking guy. And I'm like, this is not Liege Maximo. Of course, I got the figure, but when I see him, I don't think Liege Maximo. When I see the figure, I think someone else. Honestly, I thought that would have made a better Unicron soldier than the one they're going with. I think Are You Afraid of the Dragon did that too with the Tail of the Dragon. I don't know what those are, actually. I don't. Sorry, I don't know those ones. Um. Yeah. So I guess I kind of talked about Reactivate 2 earlier a little bit, saying, yeah, everything's kind of moved slow. There's going to be 5 episodes in total. It's a 5-episode miniseries. And I'm going to change the intro up. Because originally it was just going to be. It was originally going to be 5, but with this constant cast. And now I decided to swap out the finale a little bit. So different characters in the finale. I mean, what is that? Oh, trash. Got it. Yeah, there's gonna be different characters in the finale. Originally, it was gonna be Reactivate Optimus, Reactivate Starscream, then go to Bumblebee, and then Soundwave. And then there's gonna be a one where they're finally all together and they fight the big boss. And then I had this idea of, what if huh? I'm gonna come back to that. I'm a little curious there, but I want to finish my point. Yeah. What if I swap the characters out a little bit? Because I started thinking about what it would be cool to use Megatron in that. So yeah, now the finale isn't gonna be a Reactivate for them all teaming up. It's gonna be, maybe there will be a team up in some way. Haven't totally sure. Not totally sure. I'm still tweaking the writing a little bit on that, but it's going to be a Megatron focused episode because I thought that would be cool. And I have the concept art Megatron, which fits that Reactivate style, so he's going to get to be in Reactivate after all. And I wasn't going to do that, but just changed my mind, I guess. I can't wait for y'all to see what I have for Reactivate, because that sat on my computer for how many years? It sat on my computer for a while, and then they said Reactivate was canceled, and I went, oh no. All that work, the planning that I did. When I say work, it was scripting. I actually shot the 4 episodes fairly quick. So like a lot of this of what you're seeing now, like the Reactivate episodes, they're things I filmed a while ago, years ago, and I'm only just now starting to actually edit them, which is funny. Let's answer some questions here. That's Reactivate, Bumblebee's next, and then Soundwave, and then Megatron. And then Reactivate's done. Just a mini series. See Nexus being a huge team player and the only prime to take everyone's thoughts and opinions on things before he makes any decisions. Possibly, yeah. I haven't thought about a personality for Nexus at all. So I could see that, him being a huge, like, positive, optimistic team player. Wants everyone to feel included, because that is combination, right? I can go with that. That works. Makes me wonder why you didn't ask Epsilon if he wanted to be in United. What, like Legacy United? Epsilon, like Epsilonus. I'm not sure who you're talking about there. In United, like Legacy United, or you mean Transformers United? Sad we didn't get the Reactivate game. Simon Furman wrote the game, and he was well known for the greatest comics in the Beast Wars finale. Lots of his concepts made it into TF lore, and I love it. Oh, where did you get some of the... This is from Jackman. 7572. Where did you get some of the other figures that are not the Legacy and Age of the Primes figures, like the DJD and the Shattered Glass Prime? Big Bad Toy Store, eBay, various places like that. They're all of them actually are Mastermind creations, so they've been popping up here and there, and I enjoy using them. What did I miss? Got distracted by R6. Nothing much. We're just chatting away. Yeah, so if you just look up Mastermind Creations, Jackman, that's all that they are. What else have I got to talk about? What have I got to talk about? Yeah, Epsilon Studios was pretty good in the many other projects I've seen before. I'm kind of surprised you didn't ask him if he wanted to be in Legacy United. Well, I know he's voiced Optimus Prime for me before, but he does the Cullen Optimus Prime, and I've already got someone to do that one in Legacy United. I needed someone to do animated Prime, an animated Prime impression, and maybe he does a good one. I just haven't seen him do it, is all. So I've only known him for Peter Cullen Optimus Prime, and I've had someone for that for years, so I didn't want to. I'm not going to swap him out at the end when he's been doing a great job and he's consistent. So it wasn't anything against Epsilonus. I mean, hell, he's Optimus Prime in my Reactivate videos, so it's not like I'm against you working with him. I'm not opposed to it. It's just it didn't. What I know him for I didn't need. You heard of the Automatic Singer? If you haven't, I recommend you look up Vector Prime, Guardian of Time. I am familiar with the Automatic Singer. He's pretty cool. What I'm trying to think, what project was I talking about next? So I've talked about Age of the Primes. We talked about Legacy. We talked about Reactivate. I got so many things going on, it's hard to keep up with. I've got a Hearts of Steel video that's going to come out. I've been 3D printing train tracks for that because can't have Hearts of Steel without trains. And I ain't green screening it. No way. I want to do it practical. Why? Because it would be painful. That's right, folks. I'm here for the misery. But also trying to green screen them too would be painful. Like the latest figures for Power of the Prime and SS86 figures. Like, personally, I am very excited for Lugnut. I haven't seen anything about a Lugnut. Is there a Lugnut? If there's a Lugnut, I'm all in on Lugnut. I love Lugnut. I mean, y'all saw just recently I did a supercut of all my Lugnut videos. Because I just think he's the best. Honestly, I love doing that stupid voice. I love saying stupid things. I love making Lugnut a simp for Megatron because it's so funny. I know Night Beach Studios does TF, or Night Studios TF does a pretty decent Resamus Maximus, as I mentioned, but again, that's up to you. I've never heard of them before, so I'll have to look them up. Yeah, I meant Age of the Primes. That's what I thought you meant. I don't know. Oh, that's right. Age of the Primes Lugnut. Have they shown anything about an Age of the Primes Lugnut? Or has it just been that somebody figured out they're doing one? Does he get an image? I'm not seeing an image. So it must just be that someone figured it out. Which is fine. But I really wish we could see the Lugnut. Because I will go crazy. I'm really going to be excited about a Lugnut. Yeah. Oh, it's a listing on TFW. Yeah. Could you release the train tracks on Big Dog Forge? Because I'd buy them up. Yeah, I don't see why not. I designed them. I can do whatever I want with them. So yeah, I'll put them out there. I gotta figure out a way to print them a little more safely right now because I did it on my CR10 printer. So it's the basic 3D printer with filament, and they came out kind of brittle. And I was just gonna use them for the video, but if I'm selling them, I might do them in resin so they'll be a little more solid. So, but yeah, I can see doing that. That would be good. I just had to transfer them over to resin. Lugnut is peak Megatron simp. For the glory of Megatron! Or when I do the voice, I usually just bass boost the F out of it, really. And I'm also drinking water continually because it hurts my throat to do the Lugnut voice. But I sit there and I talk like this, and for the glory of Megatron, and all kinds of things like Megatron. If Megatron were a cookie, he would be the double chunk chocolate cookie available at Costco. Delicious, thick, and available in bulk. You know, like that's the kind of simping Lugnut does. At least in my videos. So if you're telling me there's going to be a lug nut for Age of the Primes, it just means I'm 100% going to be keeping up the lug nut nonsense even more. What kind of sets do you do for your videos? Do you do little sets or green screen or both? A little bit of both, really. Sometimes I just go all green screen. Sometimes I do practical sets. It really just kind of feels like whatever I'm feeling in the moment that I'm doing it. A lot of a lot of times if I'm doing practical, I actually just 3D print the pieces I need. Like I did that for the samurai video that I just put out. I said that at the beginning of the stream, but I think only Rex was here then when I said that, but it was all the set pieces were 3D printed and I 3D printed them the day before they came out. I did the katanas, the Torigate, and there was a small little shack that was you would see in the distance. I did that too. Those were all 3D printed day before they showed up. The day they did show up, I unboxed them and immediately just started filming. I've known someone who used Fortnite creative mode for their series. That could work. I'm not I'm not I haven't used that one personally. I don't play Fortnite, so I couldn't use that one even if I wanted to. But yeah, I don't have Fortnite available to me, so there are other ways to do it too. I do 3D modeling softwares a lot for that. But hey, use whatever you got, right? So if you got Fortnite, use Fortnite. For me, sometimes I use Blender, sometimes I use Source Filmmaker, sometimes I use Sketchfab. Is there a figure you like in your collection that you have or haven't used in your videos? So like a figure that I haven't used in or that I like that I haven't used in videos. Yeah, probably. I'm trying to think about it though, because sometimes I get them and I'm like, oh man, this is great. I'm so excited to use it. And then I don't, and then years later I'll remember I got it and then I'll finally use it. I'm trying to think if there's one that I didn't use though. I don't think I've ever touched um yeah, I don't think I've ever used my Revenge of the Fallen Stratosphere in any videos. And that was my favorite figure. Like of all the movieverse figures of all time, of all the figures of all time, that was my favorite. Number one favorite was Stratosphere. That's why I do Stratosphere now. I've basically kind of made him kind of like an OC, really, where he had a whole different backstory, whatnot. Made him his own series made him his own movie, and now he's got his own series, Transformers Downfall. We'll talk about that next. No, let me go this. Is there what figure? I saw something about all. Is it random to say that I still see you as Blue Streak and Hot Rod in my head canon? Blue Streak's kind of tormented after the death of Silver Streak. You mean like the voice? Because, not that weird if you think of it that way. Hot Rod, I can definitely see because, um, War for Cybertron stuff. I did Hot Rod and Rodimus, and I just that was my go-to character for all of them. He's not even the main character. His just story arc is just littered with death. No, the main character of that show has been and always will be Optimus Prime slash Nemesis Prime. He is the main character. If you can do a voice for Energon Landmine in a stop motion series, that sort of voice would you give him? I can see Energon Landmine having a very old, gravelly voice. I mean, yeah, I mean, I can kind of see him kind of. If we're gonna go like an old, gravelly voice, I'd kind of start having him talk like this a lot. He'd always just be like, "I'm tired, kid. My voice is cracking there a little bit. I'm tired, kid. I'm really tired. I'm tired and I don't want to fight anymore." Something like that. I'm tired and I don't want to fight anymore. Is there any characters that you haven't introduced in your videos? I don't think so, honestly. It's hard to say. I don't think so though. At this point, a lot of times I get figures because I'm going to use them in videos. I don't just get stuff just because I want to have them. I get them because I intend to use them. So, in a sense, no, I don't think I have characters that I haven't introduced. Um, there are ones I haven't used as much as I would have liked, but that's just because of, various things. So, found out that they canceled Transformers 2 in favor of Angry Birds Movie 3. Well, that's disappointing. Figures, though. I mean, that figures. Seen many people with bad reactions to that. That also tracks. I mean, though, I guess they figured Transformers 2 wouldn't make them money, but at Angry Birds 3 would. And I guess all we can say is there's nothing more we can do except accept that it's not going to happen. And that's okay. I mean, Transformers 1 was the first time ever leaving a Transformers movie without a sour taste in my mouth. So I was really happy about that. But now that of course, because there is finally a good one, now that would be the one where they draw the line and say, "This is it, no more. No more of this." Where do you get the sets for the Ark and the Decepticons? That is, I got them on Big Bad Toy Store. They're part of made by a company called Extreme Sets. They do a whole bunch of things. Honestly, they do cities too. Or buildings. They do buildings, alleys. They did a subway. They do a lot of wrestling arena, like backstage in the arena too. I can see Energon Landmine saying, "I'm not the young bot I used to be. I'm way past my prime and letting the new generation take charge." All right. I'm not going to do that in an Energon Landmine voice. It might tear up my throat. You'll hear me say that a lot. I don't do a lot of voices too much anymore, and a lot of that is because it hurts my throat to do that. So when I do start doing characters, I'll just record a whole bunch of stuff all at once since I know my throat's going to hurt anyhow. I want to join the hate train, but I'm not too high on it all. I'm still on a path of a new leaf. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to join a hate train too. It just doesn't seem like that's the hill to die on, is all. And that's okay. It's okay. Wish they made a sequel for Transformers 1. I wish they would too. But if it's not gonna happen, then it's okay. Can't can't always win, even though despite wanting to. Yeah, now it's hard rain too. It's been thundering and hard rain. It's actually rain pounding on my window right there. It's like right on the other side of my monitor. That's always fun. All I can hear is rain. What else do we want to talk about? Transformer Downfall. That's right. Episode 4 has been approximately, I want to say, what are we looking at? What was the last one that came out? God, Lord, it doesn't even show up in my recent videos. Oops, that's my bad. It's been 5 months since I posted episode 3. Episode 4 is in the works. It'll probably be 6 months before it comes out, honestly. I'm sorry. To be honest, that's the one I'm genuinely sorry about making y'all wait on, because that's the one I like doing. That's the one I enjoy the most. That one is my passion project. So it does kind of bum me out that it's been 5 months. I've just been caught up in doing whatever it is I'm doing. And then get to working on something else. And then I was waiting on lines, and I'm still waiting on lines, but that's a line I can get. Yeah, the reason because Hasbro script marketing. I mean, they definitely didn't market it as much as they could have. They didn't make enough money, so they couldn't justify making another one, and I get that, but it does suck for us because I would like for them to make another one. But it is what it is. What is this? That's something else. What is this? This is the one I need. Random papers. Yeah, so Transformers Downfall is coming. Episode 5 will be out soon enough. Episode 6 will follow, or episode 4 will come out. Episode 5 will come out soon after. Episode 6 is the season 1 finale. It's 6 episodes, season 1. And I really hope all of y'all like it, because I really, really liked doing Downfall. The story is my number 1 favorite I've ever done. And I'm hoping y'all stick with it still. Because the turnout for it hasn't been exactly what I hoped for, but it's still been pretty good. It's still been pretty good, despite the fact my viewership isn't what it used to be anymore. And that bums me out a lot, but at the same time, each episode of Downfall has gotten somewhere between... Where am I looking at here? I lost my place. Where was I looking? Yeah, episode 1 got 5,500. Episode 2, 3,600 views. Episode 3, 4,100. Yeah, it's not as high I would have liked. I would have loved if each episode broke 10,000 views, right? Because that would mean at least a third of my audience watched it, view-wise, ratio-wise. That would have meant that. But again, my viewership has been down a lot. I understand that. But I'm still okay with it. Everything's going great. Season 1 will wrap up here soon enough. I'm going to assume season 1 will wrap up end of this year, if not beginning of next year. That'll be when it about ends. Season 1. Am I going to continue the Age of the Primes? Absolutely. That's on the docket to continue. What was I saying? Just going to answer some questions here. I'm very curious for casting for a video. Where could we go for auditions? There are 2 places. You can find me on Discord. The link for that is in the description of all the videos. That's one way to do it. Another way is through my email. I'll put that in the chat. You can send an email to that email with auditions, and that's how to do that. One of 2 places. Now my folks are going on about the FIFA World Cup game. I'm not a fan of football, and it sucks when the people who live with you have to rub it in your face. Sucks for me. Yeah, I understand that. Can you make Age of the Prime superior on a Devastator in the next episode? It's not gonna be the next one. The next one's already written. I think it only needs one little more, like couple lines, really to actually end it. Or maybe I did finish it. I'm not sure. I just know I've already written it. And I started filming it. Next one's gonna be good. It's gonna be kind of big. I'm starting a big ol'. Gonna be a big fight. Big fight. Autobots versus Decepticons having a big fight. In which we'll see how the 13 primes get involved in some way, shape, or form. So you can see the combiners showing up. It won't be this next episode though, but for future ones after it, we'll look at that as an option. It might. I'm not sure about Devastator versus Superion. It might be more like Menasor or Bruticus, because I don't have Swindle. I forget I got Onslaught, but I don't have Swindle. It might be Menasor. I don't know about Devastator. Maybe Devastator. Depends. I haven't put the combiners next to each other to see how they actually stack up to each other. I just keep thinking Devastator's going to be so skinny compared to him. Can you make this Age of the Prime Superion? What was it? I'm not that person to dox someone. I know I learned that when I was younger and an idiot. You dox someone? Or what are we talking about doxing someone for? I'm a little confused by that one. Make Nova Prime versus Megatron's The Fallen, Age of the Primes. That one, I'm going to have to say actually probably not going to do that one, because that is actually a plan for Transformers Downfall. And with Downfall being my actual passion project, I don't want to take ideas that are going to go to that and put it in something else. So that one, you will see that fight just in a different series altogether. I wonder if you ever used the flanger filter for voices. It's the filter they used in G1. Have I used it? I have used it a lot. Oh my gosh. What videos have I used it in? Because there have been whole videos where I used it. Um, oh, actually, Yeah, I use it a lot in whenever I do like the source filmmaker animations because I use a lot of I use the G1 models a lot there from Transformers Devastation. I've done a whole video. If you look at my screen capture, if you look at my popular videos here, wow, look at all this crazy viewership I used to get. Oh my gosh, 89,000, 86,000, 84,000. That's just one episode of Legacy. 84,000, 81,000 right here. Transformers G1 SFM Optimus Prime versus Nemesis Prime. The animation, it's a little bit meh. But what you will see is the G1 voice effect on every single character. And the top comment that I love seeing on this video the most as a proud G1 fan who grew up with the 80s formers. To me, it was like watching the real thing. It was nice to be 6 years old again. That 8 minutes was gold. You just earned yourself another subscriber. That, to me, makes the whole video worth it. And it's because I went all out on the G1. I went for like trying to make it as corny as possible while also getting the effects for the voices right. I wanted to try and get impressions down as close as I could. And just it was just meant to be a lot of fun. Because I made the video for fun. So yeah. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out. If you have seen it before, you should check it out again. I'd love to see that video break 100,000 views, despite the fact the animation is not great. It's not great. I can look back in hindsight and go, "Ooh, oh man, oh no," which doesn't bode well for the next thing I'm going to talk about because I have been working low key on something I don't talk about too much. On a G1 esque stylized film it in Source Filmmaker. I've been doing in 3D, but it's also shattered glass. Everything is G1. Everything was G1, like everything's G1 style, but it's also shattered glass too. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, like a G1 shattered glass experience. I have to ask, why did you stop the earlier live stream? Technical stuff. I was having some technical difficulties, and then I kept getting called away to do things. So I was like, oh, well, apparently I'm gonna be a little too busy right now to live stream. I gotta settle that. Also, while I was dealing with technical stuff, it just timing wasn't working right. So I figured I'd try again. Checkman, I think I might. You should. You know, about voice actress Eden Regal or something. She's now the voice of Princess Guinevere in Knights of Guinevere. I've never heard of that. That's news to me. Um, 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 hmm. Hmm. I'm just looking through some of my most popular videos a little bit, and it's wild. I remember making a lot of these, or like what I was thinking. Like this one here, my most popular video. I just remember thinking like, "Oh, this is a really cool display. I hope people like it because I think doing a Venom video would be cool." But yeah, most of it was really just excited because it was the first time I got to shoot with the pop-up display there. And I thought it was just the coolest. I was like, man, I hope everyone else thinks this is cool too, because I think this is cool. This one, I was just really excited to have Transformers Prime figures. And it was one of my earlier videos, actually. Like this one, way back in the day before when you could just monetize right from the get-go. This blew up to this viewership so quickly. This paid for a lot of my can't see my mouse. So whichever one you see highlighted, that one paid for college textbooks for a long time. That was something else. That was fun. And now I look back at it and it's just a slideshow. It's not even hardly stop motion. It's just a slideshow. A lot of still pictures. This one, I was sitting there going, I can't believe this one did so well over here. Let's do something else cool with Venom. Let's do Spider-Man. I don't think it'll work. This one I think I did like a month or two later because the first two Venoms did so well, and I was like, no way, I'm not going to do more Venom. We're going all in on this one. Venom versus Riot. Obviously, compilation. I was just trying to I just wanted to put them all together because I wanted to put out a video. I like to do the compilations. I like the watch time. The watch times help the channel a lot. Yeah, this one, this one was a troll. No, everyone. I made the whole last night series just to troll people, and I can admit that proudly. It wasn't meant to be good. It was meant to troll people. It was a joke. It was a bunch of jokes that me and my buddies were talking about online in like Skype calls. And they kept saying, "Oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And I said, "Oh, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make Squeaks kill everyone, because everyone's gonna hate me. Squeaks will save the day, but then he's also just gonna kill everyone. It's gonna be so stupid." And now that's one of my most popular videos, and I'm actually not almost, I am quite ashamed of that. I'm so disappointed that when you look me up, one of the first things you see is this video where I made as a joke just to mess with people. I'm getting distracted. Totally lost my train of thought. God, that's funny. That's taking me back a little bit. There a figure you don't have yet that you would like to get? Age of the Prime's Lugnut. Age of the Prime's Vector Prime. HasLab Unicron? I would like to get HasLab Unicron or the what is it? Studio Cell Unicron. The Studio Cell Unicron and then the Primus. I remember when my first video blew up. Good times. Even made it onto a Google Images page. Oh yeah, that's how it goes. You get one video that blows up and you're like, man, this is good. This is the gravy train, not realizing that's not how it goes. It's gotta be consistent for that before you can get really excited. But I mean, let me rephrase. It's okay to get excited about that. I guess for me, it was like ones that were successful were so few and far between like that actually really I've never had one that got over 500,000 except for the one. That's not true. Over two. I got two that broke 500,000. I've never gotten one that broke 1,000,000 though. Which is kind of a bummer in the sense that so many people with smaller subscriber counts than me have broken 1,000,000 views. And I haven't cracked that code yet. I haven't made that mark. I can't even get a video to break 10,000 views anymore. Sometimes I suspect I've been shadow banned. Other times I suspect I don't know what. At one time I was curious, I even went on ChatGPT and I asked, is my channel shadow banned? It told me a bunch of stuff, but it didn't say shadow banned. And I went, you don't know. I don't know why I asked you, ChatGPT. What about the crossover figures? There's one you have, not just Gigawatt. Oh yeah, I've got quite a few crossovers. I got Gigawatt, the Sonic figures. As soon as I said I got, I can't remember what I got now. The Gigawatt, the Sonic, the Megatron Godzilla. Um, 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 hmm. Now I can't remember them. Can't remember. Never use Chat GPT. I'm not so much on that boat. I don't necessarily care about using AI or not. I'm not using it to make videos, but I was just curious. And honestly, I was just bored too. I don't have that aversion to AI that a lot of people do. Personally, I see AI as a tool. Now, it's not a creative crutch, but it can be a tool. Like, I have to use AI for work a lot, so that's probably why I don't have such an aversion to it. There's let me pull up my phone and I can show y'all. And this comes in handy a lot too. It comes in real handy. On your Google app, you can you click this little camera right here, and you have Google Lens. And Google Lens is a fantastic thing because you take a picture of it and an AI will determine what it is. Right? That's a lot of my job right there. Having to identify what something is. I'm talking my 9 to 5 job. So maybe it's just because I have to use AI every day. And there's an AI bot that lists all the products too that we do. Maybe I just don't have the same aversion that a lot of people do to AI. I don't know. I mean, if you don't like AI, that's your thing, right? And I'm not going to tell you that your opinion's wrong. I don't know. We all have different experiences, right? And everyone's just kind of different in that regard. Me, I just don't really think anything of it. It's not doing anything for me, so I'm not doing anything for it, really. I'm not, it's not doing anything for me, so I'm not reliant on it. There'll be times where I'll play with things just because I'm curious. Like, it's kind of funny. And I got so many people pissed off about this too, but really, it wasn't meant to be anything like that. Where is the share screen? This thumbnail right here for my video, I got so many people upset at me because I used AI for the thumbnail. What y'all don't realize is I just gave it a picture and I said, make the thumbnail. So it's still my picture. There are a lot of people that are outright using AI too for their thumbnails. I'm like, oh, well, other people are doing it. I didn't even like tell it generate a photo for me. I just said make a photo that fits X theme. And I gave it one of the static shots that I was going to use for a thumbnail anyhow. And it turned out a lot better than what I was going to do. Like my Photoshop one that I was messing with, because I do all my thumbnails in Photoshop. This one turned out a lot better. Can you all see my file folder? I bet you can't. Where's my... I don't even have the photo anymore. I deleted the whole file, or the folder. Shoot. Okay, that's too bad. Well, I was going to show y'all the original picture, and it was just going to have, basically, the Optimus Prime versus Starscream was all white with black trim around it, kind of in the same orientation, but just a little lower. Samurai Showdown wasn't written there. It was still the same pose, because it really was just put a different background in the text on my photo that I'd already had. It just would have been just a more boring photo. That's why I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, hearing the comments for it,
Now
though, it's
we
like,
gotta
oh
go
my
help people
gosh,
customize and
y'all,
save hundreds with.
chill, relax. Where was it? Not, shoot, don't use AI for thumbnails, or it's like, guys, or that the 3 minute mark, it sounds like AI generated music. It's not, but whatever, right? Don't use AI generated thumbnails, guys. At this point now, if you're not using AI generated thumbnails, you're not actually doing everything you can anymore. I just experimented with it just to see. But all your top creators now at this point, I'm talking the ones who have 100,000 or more, most of them are using AI. And a lot of them kind of like, they'll make the AI and then they'll touch it up a little bit in Photoshop to kind of hide it. Some of them don't touch it up at all. That was me just experimenting because I was just bored. And it turned out a lot better than what I made. So like, ooh. If this works better and it ain't broke, let's go with it, right? It is a hot topic, though. Especially in entertainment. But I can say, arguably, also at the same time, it wasn't taking anyone's job. I make all my own thumbnails normally. Saved me a lot of time, actually. It actually didn't save me a lot of time because I made a whole thumbnail. It sucked. I tried that one, or I tried putting that photo in there and it made that, and I went, should have gone with you in the first place. Yeah, Rex, using it is harmless. Oh, yeah, as well as Neko Studios, the Viacon Auto Trooper, even Squeaks, and the iconic part, she's a Transformers fan. Okay. I don't use AI at all, and I'm on a pretty good streak at it, so being a Gen member, never have used AI, never will. I mean, that's your decision, right? I'm not gonna say, like I said, I'm not gonna say you're wrong or right. It's just whatever you like. Either or, it's all good. I know AI is like a thing that I know some people are gonna go like, "Oh my god, how dare you unsubscribe?" I did actually lose. I lost almost 30 subscribers when I posted that video, and I went, "What is going on?" Like for like, you cannot be that upset over AI. It's. Did y'all watch the video? Yeah. It's like, I'm not talking anyone here, right? I'm talking about just people in general. It's like, y'all think I used AI to make the video? No, I made a thumbnail because I was curious. Because I'd never done that before, and I was like, I wonder. The amount of people I see go apeshit over AI, absolutely. It bums me out a little bit, honestly, because there are so many cool things you probably could do with it. Like, frankly, the song from Life of Prime that everyone likes, that I've used a couple times, like the anime theme. That was an AI song. So I have used that because I was curious if you could do it, and you can do it. I was like, wow, okay, that's pretty dang cool. That's how a lot of my stuff goes. My channel is everyone seems to think my channel is like a professional deal or whatnot. No, I tinker. All I do is tinker and see kind of just what works or what I like to do. That's all. I'll get off my soapbox there on that one. The random thing is she's such a fan of Soundwave, even named her pet fish that, so I decided to show her as much Soundwave stuff that I could find. Yeah, I'll have to I might have to look her up because I've never heard of her either. I'm not gonna lie, like it's gonna sound kind of like I'm stuck up or anything, but really and truly, I just don't go on YouTube all that much. I haven't heard a lot of creators too much honestly, especially like at least stop motion ones. Some of the newer ones that have come out since what like 2020, because about then that's kind of when I stopped watching YouTube. Really, I started just focusing on my own. Like I would make stuff and I would upload it, and then I'd just get off YouTube and not watch anymore. Or I'd watch one thing here and there, or maybe there'll be a day where I just like get in a mood and I'll finally watch a bunch of stuff. But for the most part, I don't watch it. I'm only on YouTube watching travel videos. One of them being sections season of your Transformers United series. Oh, oh, you showed her the second season of Transformers United. Oh, okay, okay, okay. It's funny actually. United, I didn't write that. I'm. If you watched it, you know that that was Lockbot CRM. He wrote the project, and I would make it, and we'd be on the phone or on video calls for hours on end, literal hours of just messing around, BSing. He would write one line, I would tell a joke, trying to get it in the episode. He'd say, "No, we want a serious episode," and that would keep going on, and I'd still keep trying to get a joke in every time. He wasn't having it too much, but I did get a few in there that are pretty good. There are a few jokes in there, and obviously he came up with some jokes too, especially when we got to Sideswipe season. But it was harder. I would it would have been a completely different show if it had been just me writing it, because it would have been nothing but jokes and not a lot of serious. She was ecstatic considering Soundwave was the main villain of the season. Yeah, and that's funny too that she is ecstatic about that because Lockbot also was too, because Soundwave is his favorite Transformers character, which is why he ended up being the main villain. And that's the backstory of it. Really, he wanted Soundwave to be special and important, and that was the way to do it. What are your thoughts on this Seeker 4-pack? I like Acid Storm personally. I think the Seeker 4-pack's pretty cool. I'm not gonna get it though. I don't have the 86 sound or Starscream Thundercracker Soundwave. I wasn't gonna get them. I didn't want to. Which that's where it's gonna sound like, oh, what are you doing? You need to get them. I don't want to. I got the Earthrise versions, and I don't want to. I don't want to buy Seekers all over again. And I don't want to have these ones being a different style than those ones, so I'm just kind of sticking with what I got. I only need Dirge, and I've gotten all the Coneheads and the Seekers all in the same style. The amount of whining I see about that 4-pack too. I didn't know there was whining. Honestly, I didn't know. That's interesting. Let's throw that in there. Yeah. I didn't know there was any whining. What are people whining about with that one? Earthrise Skywarp. I have Skywarp. I got the Earthrise versions of him, Thundercracker, Starscream, and then then I've started getting the Ramjet Thrust, and trying to find Dirge that are also in that same style of engineering. Because like the 86 ones and the like the legacy mainline stuff. They're not the same style, and I don't really like that. Oh, it's made to order? Oh. Cool. I'm good. I mean, that's probably how most are gonna be. Honestly, I could see them doing that from now on. Like, Hasbro will only probably do like pre-orders of like this is how many there's gonna be, and then that's all there's gonna be. I can see that being a lot thing because that's kind of what they do with HasLab now. But I could see that being a regular thing, honestly. And then if there's extra, it'll be whatever stores order really. But I don't see them making too many, like a whole bunch more. So then there's just all the what we call shelf warmers. I don't see that being around for too much longer. I think the main reason might be the elephant in the room. Everyone seems to be tired of G1, and with the increase it has now, I'm not totally sure. To an extent, I agree. Everyone is tired of G1, but they're also just tired of the same G1 figures. Everyone was kind of interested about it when they were getting like animated figures in G1 style. And just yeah, so seeing all these different figures coming in G1 style, like all the Prime figures that they released in G1 style, I thought that was cool, right? So if you're gonna do G1 stylized figures, and you want to do like other iterations of characters, that's okay. It just really needs to stop being the same G1 characters. We don't need any more G1 Optimus Primes or Starscreams or Bumblebees or Megatrons, right? We just give us some new characters. Give us some variety here. I'm okay with the same style of figure, honestly, with them having like the same shapes and whatnot. Because that's okay. That keeps them a little more uniform, and I like that. My OCD likes that a lot. I just need them to be a little more variety of character. I'm done with repeats of characters and with slight variations or repaints and retools. I would gladly take a remake of Classics OP. I haven't thought about Classics OP for a while. That is taking me back with that one. Hey, my Cronus here. Hey, my Cronus. 86 Prime and Megatron are perfect. I think they are too. If I had any gripe with them, I don't. And this is my gripe with all the 86 figures. I don't like the cell shaded windows. I just like them to be transparent, like the Kingdom, Legacy, Earthrise. All them figures are just keep it all the same style. Other than that, they're great. I just don't like the windows being next to other figures that don't have that transparent windows next to the painted ones. That bothers me some. It bothers me a lot. A little mixed. I mean, I like G1. I wish they could be more diverse, but in the end, we aren't really in control now, are we? No, we're not. But I'd say you can show them what you feel with your wallet. I would say that, but even in the end, that doesn't work, which is really sad, but it doesn't work. Fact of the matter is, a small group of people online not deciding and making it loud and apparent that they're not going to buy something isn't going to stop the fact Jerry not online guy is still going to be like, well, I kind of want that figure, so I'm going to go buy it. It's already being sabotaged. So I just got back from my second cousin's birthday party. It was so hot I felt like a popsicle. The swings, they were fun though. Oh, I bet. Swings are kind of fun. Hot though. You are... What temperature you rocking there? Some sap is going to buy Hasbro's G1 slop. Regardless, absolutely. Yeah, that's my point too. So it's like, whenever that expression comes out, it's like, we'll show them with our wallet, and then, you know, they'll learn because we'll show them with our wallet. Nope. Someone will always buy it. I saw that Studio Series 86 Prime and Power of the Prime's Elite 1 scales, and I think, yeah, I bet, actually. I don't have Elite 1 anymore. I used to have that Power of the Prime's Elite 1. I sold it. I don't regret that either. I wanted it gone for so long, and then I finally got it gone, and it felt so good to get it gone. So, yeah, I don't have that Elite 1 anymore. So, what are we talking about? We're just talking about whatever now. We were talking about videos. Upcoming videos. For a while. I'll probably hang out here for another like 10 minutes, and then I'll get off. Random. My birthday was last week as I turned 20 on the 14th, and I don't know if I should be proud or sad considering my child is dead. Look, I'm in my 30s now. Does it look like my childhood's dead? I'm still buying toys. Childhood's only dead if you let it be dead. Let's put it like that. Yeah, you ain't gotta be done with that just because you turned 20. Hell, you can't even you can't even legally drink yet. At least in America. I don't know where you're at. But here in the United States, you can't even legally drink till you're 21, so you're still a kid. I mean, you can also vote now at 18 and do a lot of stuff, and technically you're legally an adult, but just keep that in mind. You ain't gonna stop acting, or you ain't gonna stop doing childish things, like buying toys, collecting. All the cool stuff like that. Just means you got some adult responsibilities too. You'll figure it out though. Eventually you kind of just figure out what that balance is. And some people think that's, I just gotta get rid of all my stuff and stop enjoying all the things I used to. You don't have to. You can. You can join the military at 17 though. You can. You absolutely can. And fortunately, if you want to call it that, I'm a U.S. resident. I would say fortunately. Because America's the greatest place on earth. I don't care what anyone else says. Hell, my girlfriend even would not agree with me on that, and we've been in many a debate on that, to which I ain't giving up. I'm still going to keep going for that one. America's the greatest place on earth. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I have my Age of the Primes, my Cronus text to me. Or I think you mean next to you. I brought him on the trip to San Juan because he's the favorite child. Alright. Oh, you're in San Juan? Cool. Or you brought him on the trip. Gotcha. You're allowed to have fun as an adult. Absolutely. I think that says you can't. I mean, look. I'm buying stuff. I'm buying toys as an adult. So I must be adulting right. Like, I bought this. Why? Because I wanted it. So clearly, you can still do childish things as an adult and have fun. You just gotta also be responsible to, like, figure out what you're gonna do with your life and how you're gonna afford it. That's the adult part. And then pretty soon you get to a point where all of a sudden doing adult things is fun. Like, I've come to the point now, and I laugh about this because I was never like this. I hated this. But I finally understand the allure of Rick Steves and watching travel videos. And I started going, wow, I'd love to travel around the world. And now I watch boring travel videos from dudes who have no personality. Just because, like, oh, that place is interesting. I wonder what he does that I might want to do. Because that would be interesting. Compared to most countries in the world, America is unmatched. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Cronus is love, my Cronus is life. Wait, I am my Cronus. See what you did there. I bought the Lego Arkham Asylum set. That's cool, actually. I like it. My brother, he didn't buy the official Arkham Asylum set. He bought the knockoff. I don't think he's even finished building the knockoff, actually. He started building it and then didn't finish it, which is odd for him. Speaking of Legos, actually, this gives me a great chance. I'll start doing a little bit of it now, and then there'll be a proper edition of this later on. I have a little bit of a brand deal that I'm a part of. And this has been a long time in the making because I haven't... They sent me this a while ago, which is really bad. I've just been busy. I'm just so busy, and then I still haven't even... It's still not even done building it yet. But it's in another room being built, so I can't bring it over here. This was sent to me by a company called Fantasy. They make a lot of Lego, like not Lego, but you know, modular brick building sets, varying from characters to sets that are comparable to Lego City sets. In which case, I was like, hey, when they're asking, what do y'all want to do, or what would you be interested in? And I was like, some of your modular builds, the ones that go with the city, were great for me because I could use these as backdrops for stop motions, and you'll see that soon enough. But there's gonna be a video coming out, and it's probably gonna be Life of Prime, honestly. That's gonna be advertising this set, and it's like, this is a modular set. It actually does fit with like the Lego city build sets. I forget what they're called, but it's like the actual, like, a kind of more expensive city sets, like the town hall and what other ones have they done? There's a town hall, there's a movie theater, there's a library, there's things like that. And now that I've got this one here, which is an architecture firm, and it's really cool. I just haven't finished it yet, otherwise I'd bring down the whole thing and show y'all. Well, eventually you'll get to see that, and I think you'll like it. Actually, I'd like to see you do some Lego stop motions, kind of like Forest Fire 101 or Linkin Pop. It's funny, Forest Fire is I watch his channel a lot, and I know how he does a lot of his animations, and I could absolutely do that. maybe not so much practical like blood like he does with like the Play-Doh. I could do the Play-Doh. I'm just not too big on that. I don't like to do that. Really, I like to do digital effects, but I can understand that. The mouth moving though that he does, absolutely I could do that. I know how to do that. It's a little tricky, but a lot easier than you would think. So I've been thinking about that a lot and doing that. And there's a few Lego things I'd like to do. They're all comedy though, and like one of them, the biggest one I want to do, and I'll tell you all a little bit about it. It's Star Wars themed, honestly. So I know it won't be the most popular thing on my channel, but it'll be funny. I think it's called Drunk Luke. But it's Luke Skywalker just talking about or retelling the story of Star Wars through a drunk perspective, and it's radically different. And every episode just kind of ends with him in the bar or saving the day in the bar. Kind of. I know I know there was going to be a fourth episode where it was lip syncing is easier than you'd think it would be. Absolutely, right? And there's a way too where they at least Force Fire where he does it digitally, where he just has like a template or a clear plate template of all the Lego mouths that he kind of fish eyes around the Lego head, and he just swaps it out when it comes to the certain voice, and then adjusts it in a 3D. Cause there's 3D effects too, where he just puts it on a swivel when every time a head turns, or something like that, so you can still get the mouth moving on a swivel, and that's all he does. It's easy. It's just it can be time consuming because there's no way to do it auto. But at least I don't know a way to do it on like an auto lip sync. What was I saying? But yeah, it would be Luke Skywalker just retelling the whole story of Star Wars, drunk. And like when it comes to like A New Hope, where he would just be like just the one scene where Rey shows up and hands him a lightsaber, and he's just gonna be drinking. I thought about where it's like he kind of reaches out, just reaches past the lightsaber, comes back with a bottle again, starts drinking. There was a hand with that. Did you bring the hand? Something like that. And that'd be the whole episode. That'd be fun though. I do think I'd love to do a little Lego stop motion video. It would be cool. My one big detractor from that always stops me from doing things like that is and this is just kind of a thing that's just it's all over my channel. Channel's a little diverse. There's a lot going on it at all times. So every video I post, there's always someone asking about some other project, and that it's not a problem. I'm glad that y'all like the projects that I do, but sometimes there are times where it just irks me a little bit when I post a video, say like it's Transformers Downfall, right? And it's the series I'm most excited about working on, and the videos I love doing the most, and the story I love the most, doing the most. And the first comment I see is, when's the next Age of the Primes video? I get that y'all like Age of the Primes, but I put a lot of work into Downfall here. So that's one of the things that stops me from doing a lot of different stuff like a Lego stop motion, because I know the first thing that'll pop up is when's the next Age of the Primes or where's X video or whatnot, and I don't know. It's not annoying, it's just kind of just bums me out a little bit. Anyhow, it's getting late. I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up super early in the morning. Hell, I leave for work at like 4 something in the morning. So I'm gonna take a moment here to say thank y'all for coming out. I will catch y'all in the next one, whenever that is. I'm really inconsistent and I don't advertise when I'm doing these streams, but I probably need to, and then I need to do them more, maybe. I don't know. I do enjoy getting the chance to chat with y'all, though, so that's been fun. Anyhow, I'm gonna take off. I hope y'all have a good night or a good day wherever you're at in the world. If you're watching this later on after the streams, if you're watching this back later on, still thanks for watching however much you did. Yeah, and stay tuned this Saturday. I'm gonna have some Transformers video out. I think y'all like it, whatever it ends up being. Deuces.